You're Near the Wild with Mat Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska.
Welcome to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Mat Becker in a bus.
I'm John Norris with shitty Wi-Fi.
And I'm Greg Chaille in Sammamish, Washington. I think a mosquito just landed on the mic.
On the mic?
It sounded like it. Or maybe it was that one guy from 70s morning cartoons. The guy,
oh, yeah.
The Fly.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
What was his name? I can see him. Yeah. Oh, God. Curly hair.
Bug eyes.
Yeah.
Skin. You know who we were? I got this thing called a Chromecast. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh, yeah. We heard about that.
Yeah, it's great. You basically download the app on your computer, and the Chromecast device is just a small like USB. It looks like a thumb drive, and it plugs into your TV if you've got a USB connection there, or HDMI actually. And what it does is it creates a connection between your phone and the TV to where you can anything you're watching on your phone, like YouTube or Netflix or something like that, you basically stream it to the TV. And so I started pulling up Saturday morning cartoons from the 70s, like the Hudson Brothers.
Right.
And H.R. Puff and stuff like that.
Oh, H.R. Puff and stuff is still fucking trippy.
Oh, yeah. So then we get into this little rabbit hole. It was that one guy that had the emu under his arm.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. He was so fucking funny and so physical and just didn't give a fuck because I guess he did something pretty radical with he let emu like attack people and got really physical with talk show hosts who was like, I didn't know he was gonna touch me, and but the emu goes crazy. And when he was meeting the queen, there was a big hubbub on that. What was that guy's name? Oh, there's John. Hold on. John, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, hey, do you remember that there was an emu on Saturday morning cartoons? He's from the UK.
Ron Hull
and emu. That's right.
Yeah, and he just called him Emu. That was the thing.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh my God, so good.
Do you see in let's see, November 18th, 2012, Ron Hull used emu puppet to molest fan.
So, John, I'll paint the picture for you.
That's a real experience.
There's this guy that he was a puppeteer, but the puppet, instead of being like Kukla, Fran, and Ollie or something, was like a sock puppet. It was one of these things where it looked like he had a safari coat on, and under his arm he was holding the body of the emu, but the arm was fake. Spoiler alert. His arm went actually down into the body, and his arm was the head and neck of the emu.
I can picture this.
And he did a lot of things. He's kind of a Renaissance guy. And then when he picked up on this, that's how he made his bones. And he would get very physical. First doing it with him display Emu and Rod Hull are going to make an omelet. So then the emu would be smashing eggs all over his face at the end. And then he would destroy, the set that he's on by the emu and flipping down. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. And then he would, at one point, he got into some trouble because he was actually attacking. Like he would sit down and have a discussion with emu under his arm at the Mike Douglas show or something.
That was the one I saw.
Merv Griffin, and then he would attack the host, and to where they would both be rolling around on the ground. It's fantastic.
All right, I like it.
And they said it wasn't always staged that way. They go, okay, you're not going to do the where you attack me thing, right? No, I'll just peck you on the cheek or something. And then he'd put Mike Douglas in a headlock and roll him around on the ground with an emu. And you go, hey, it's live TV. I got you. You can either try to cut it or not, but you're the jackass.
It's your fault for believing. Your fault for believing me. I mean, he's done it in the last 10 appearances. Why is he not going to do it in the 11th?
It was like a really violent, what's the chick that the chick that used to kiss people on the baseball field?
Oh, the big blonde busty girl.
Yeah.
It
was like a violent version of her.
Yeah, less soft.
So what happened to the emu?
Oh, I don't know. What was it? What's the article say, Becker?
Oh, it says that molest fan claims they were molested at one of his shows. He was on it's a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here show.
I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here was a short-lived reality show.
Yeah.
BEC stars.
Confrontation with the comedian, had a dart, somehow bullseye, shot him in the head with a dart.
Ay.
Yeah, it was the emu was shooting a bow and arrow and hit him in the head.
The old William Tell.
Well, I mean, technically, unless your head's an apple, yeah.
But I mean, we've given you one example, John. You could probably guess what's going to happen if you give the emu a bow and arrow, a loaded crossbow, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Put on the safety goggles.
He's a force of nature. You can't stop this emu.
Oh, listen to this.
Oh.
The book that they published, they said he had a very, the emu was the dark side of Ron's personality. Very funny, and provided it was not on top of you. Bristol's book he wrote about him was 2 years ago, also recounts a violent teenage past in which he attacked the policeman and beat him unconscious with a pool stick.
Wait, was this Ron or the emu who did that?
Yeah, that was the emu. But this is before he had the emu. He had a pool. He was working with an emu called Pool Stick.
Ron and Pool Cue wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
Not a good puppet either.
Yeah, but you get a lot longer booging.
Yeah.
I'll be playing here for the next 2 years.
Yeah, really, huh? I mean, what's assault? 3 to 5?
I don't know.
Chance to extend?
But I'm crazy. Do you see my emu? I don't either.
I was just going to start the show here.
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Let's start the show. Turn on the lights. How's the Muppet song go?
Da 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 da. Is
that copyrighted? Can we use that?
I didn't sing it right. I changed a couple of the notes, so we're safe.
Yeah, we're just sampling it.
Yeah, I can't believe after Jim Henson died, how the Muppets just like went away, and it's only recently with that. Would they have a car commercial? They're doing shilling for the Muppets. Puppets are shilling for a car commercial, but it's because his estate actually changed their course, decided to fucking cash in, and then they did the Muppet movie and all that stuff.
Yeah, it is kind of tough. I mean, I remember that was the Peanuts, all the specials and everything they run.
Charles M. Schultz.
Yep, but they made a new one then recently. I think they got a new one actually in the works, but because the family goes, yeah, I think we should do it again.
Well, that worked out well the first time.
All the hard work we put in as kids watching Dad draw this, we should do it. You don't understand how hard it is to be the son of someone famous.
How come there are no more new Peanuts episodes?
Yeah.
Well, Dad was the one who did all those. He kind of, when he died, but I mean, really, those things were. I mean, he was doing the line drawing. It wasn't like he was coloring everything.
No, I mean that was once you saw how he did that. That was brilliant. He was probably the luckiest guy in the world.
No, who I think is the luckiest guy in the world, because he's not dead, is Gary Larson. That guy cashed in the cocaine fueled 80s.
Oh, the far side.
And yeah, now it's all just stuff. I mean, you could build those calendars, just switch around the cartoons.
Yeah,
it turns out,
I haven't made a new cartoon since the 80s.
But I mean, he didn't have to. That was it. He was on everything, just the merchandising alone. Not to mention, he was in all the papers.
But when you see how cartoon markets work, it's kind of amazing. That's why a lot of those guys were so disillusioned. They were like, okay, you guys are making millions. You're running it in every newspaper. I got to do a cartoon, 6 days a week?
Yep.
They usually had to be, 6 days they had to do it, and they'd always have an extra that they could fill with. But they got paid like really base for it. And they go, and it's kind of like the cheerleaders. Yeah, you'll get paid on the back end. You can sleep with celebrities or something. But the cartoon market is very weird how it works.
But I mean, I guess hindsight being 2020, you do that daily cartoon 6 days a week, maybe, and then a Sunday. You do that because the merchandising arm of that is where you're going to make money in perpetuity. It's never going to stop. I mean, Farsight, you can go online right now and you can buy a 2015 Far Side desktop calendar.
Sure.
So I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't something that they realized back then, and I'm sure there's no one is buying an Andy Cap cartoon calendar.
Well,
for
you can say
Apartment
that,
3G.
but the Archies still make a fortune.
That's true too, and the only
They-
time I see the Archies is at the checkout in those little tiny the little like crossword puzzle books. It's up there. There's the Archies and the
I know,
Jughead gang. Who's buying those?
No, I knew somebody that was a publisher for those little horoscope and all those little counter books.
Yeah.
They make a fortune. That's the last
Like
great fashion.
there's like a new thing going on in the Archie-Verse where they like
Topless? Topless, come on. Tell me topless.
No.
Ah.
But right now there's like a series where Archie's older and he dies. He's killed in some sort of like public shooting.
Yeah, he gets
Iraq.
shot.
Iraq.
And then
No.
there's another one where
Defending his gay friend, isn't it?
and then they have zombies where like Sabrina the Teenage Witch like unleashes some sort of like zombie infection on Riverdale.
Are you fucking serious?
So there's big things happening in the Archie-Verse.
So why are we putting money into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when we got Archie Zombie?
I mean, I don't know. I think there's room for Turtles, Archie, everything.
Wait till Beetle Bailey makes a comeback.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be huge. I mean, as far as comic creators, like comic strips go, I think Watterson is like the really interesting one who had the most famous, comic strip of Calvin and Hobbes, and then he just quit.
Well, yeah. Again, it was because he said I made as much money as I'm going to make out of it. And he said, and I had the guy who does non sequitur,
Yeah.
and the guy who did Bloom County, Burke Breath.
Oh yeah.
Those two guys actually were in Iowa at the same time because their wives were in the creative writing class in Iowa City. And so I met them, and they said, you don't even close to understand to do a strip. You've got to have first almost 2 years worth before you start it. You got to get it approved. Then you get syndication. Then they cut the pay and whatever.
Yeah.
You'd agree to whatever to get it in there. Once you get in there, you're good. You're handlanders. Then they give it to different papers. It's all some chill game. But the end result is he goes, I'm on vacation with my family in Hawaii, and I'm in the bathtub with towels under the door just trying to get the Sunday comic done on Thursday so I can get it submitted so I don't fuck, because you can't miss a day.
Yeah.
You miss a day, they can pull your whole contract. So he said, you didn't realize that it was, I mean, some days you don't feel like writing a cartoon. He goes, guess what? You're writing a cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, that's some fucking discipline.
Yeah. And he said, that's it. He goes, it literally is like accounting. You just go, I don't care how funny it is today. I just got to get it done.
Oh, I've seen a bunch of those.
Yeah. And that's it. That's why these guys stood out so much. I go, you guys produced amazing work.
Family Circle is like that. Those have been phoned in since I think the 70s.
Oh, yeah. I thought about doing a Christian cartoon just for the money, but I figured I'd have to read up on it and probably use a lot of
probably
terms
tie
I don't
in
know.
some symbolism and something about a religion. It'd be good if you hit along the Anglo-recognized religion.
Susie wants more angel food cake because she's a dream. She's going to heaven.
It's a hit. Print it.
Yeah. Ooh, put a cat in there.
Hey, don't put a cat in the frame if you're not going to use it.
We couldn't help but notice you talked about girls in sports again. Kind of a no-no.
Speaking of sports, did you guys hear about what was going on the last 6 days over at the Dome?
Was it like an ultra marathon?
Ultra marathon, 144 consecutive hours of people in there. The Dome is that dome is like the world's biggest air supported sports facility. Were you aware of that?
Really? I didn't know it was the
No,
world's
I didn't.
biggest.
World's biggest. The only other ones that are bigger are for trash collection and something else. So greenhouse. So yeah, that one out there over off of Minnesota is fucking huge.
I think they're also still bankrupt, so I don't know how well it's working out for them.
Well, I don't know because they've got a schedule of events because when I saw it in the ADN this morning. I went and looked at it. They're a nonprofit organization, so they're classified as a 501c. But that they can basically just pay admin, right? I mean, they can lose money. It's not like they have shareholders or something.
Yeah, I think Al Gore had a TV station like that. Maybe Al Qaeda will buy it.
That thing's fucking huge, though, man. It's like
it's weird. Have you ever been into it?
I have not.
When you go into it, your ears pop
because of the air pressure keeping it afloat.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that thing. Whoever.
Oh, that'd be a great place to smoke weed. Just walk in, it sucks right in your lungs.
It just pushes straight in. Well, they had this ultra marathon where people were running for 6 days, and what you do is you run, but if you time it out to where you, like, some people were taking like a 2-hour nap or a 2-hour sleep, and then taking like naps in between running 10 miles. And the guy who won the competition, can you guess how many miles he ran in 6 days? If you read the article, then you'd know. But if you didn't,
I didn't read it, so I'm going to say 24 miles.
I'm going to say 110.
Not how long it would take you to do, or how long you could go in 144 hours, Becker. How long did this guy, a guy who knew he was going to be running for 6 days, and he trained
Was this
for
with these fake asterisk naps he was taking? Was he taking naps?
Well, you go for as long as you can, but then you have to, over 6 days, you have to take little cat naps or something. I mean, these people are running with a bowl.
They didn't used to do it in Greece.
No, they didn't. That's true.
Or in the Old West, the guy ran to the fort and told them their Indians were coming.
Yes, that's true.
He didn't take a nap.
I got a nap.
So what do you think? You say 100?
I'm going to say 100.
100.
6 days, figure 20 miles a day. Yeah, I guess around 126.
580 and a half miles.
Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
What?
I cannot believe that place is bankrupt. Charge them every lap. $2.
What were they eating?
Well, I mean, they've got everything. I don't know if you've ever been to like a marathon or.
Did they leave?
No. They everything's. See, that's the thing. It's like when you do like a triathlon, you've got a support team, or you've got your areas set up so that when you transition from the swimming to the bike ride, you're able to peel off what you don't need, get into what you do need, and then go on. And then there's food and stuff like that. You see it on the Tour de France. They'll have the support cars, and the guy will drive his little Fiat or his little Mini Cooper with the bikes on top right up next to the biker, and then hand him like a Go Bar or something and some more water. But,
so they had Mini Coopers on the track.
No, that was the Tour de France. That was my example. This one, you would have an area where you were set up. I mean, this facility can hold 3 soccer fields. So they've got a large area. So these guys in one area, they would all have their little like a campground where they would have a cot set up or sleeping bag, food, and probably a cooler with everything ready to go. So, but I mean, they're there for 6 days. You got to have 6 days of food and anything you're going to need over that period of time. You can't run out to cars and go, oh fuck, I forgot the Gatorade. But yeah, that's the first event that I actually heard completed over there. We knew a guy who put money down, $15,000 to have a what was that? Becker, do you remember the country artist?
Yeah, that was
Dwight Yoakam. Dwight Yoakam. He spent $15,000 because he was the person, the in-house, the in-state person was telling him that you could do a concert there. So he put down the $15,000 for Dwight Yoakam, and as it turns out, the fire marshal came out and goes, "You can't hold a concert in here because his
argument was, you do kids soccer here. How can we not do a concert?"
Yeah.
They go, "Well, that's different. Those kids are in good shape. They can run out." Dwight Yoakam fans will be too drunk.
The thing is that the like you said, when you go in there, your ears pop because of the higher pressure, because the air, the intake of air is keeping the ceiling supported. Well, that also means that the doorways have to be smaller. They can't be huge doors, and the egress out of an area like that has to be up to code, and it's not for a concert. So the guy lost. Well, he didn't lose.
rotating doors to get in.
Yeah, well, it's not enough to get out if there's a fire.
Because Dwight Yoakam has really fat fans, so they got to squeeze.
Well, I don't think that's the way they wrote it in the report, but that definitely was inferred.
Make emergency exits.
Just use a knife. Just bring a box cutter and emergency exit wherever you want.
Box cutter hanging from a string in case of emergency. Use this.
I mean, can you think of a worse place to be if there was an emergency? And I mean, if the power went out, that basically that whole big blanket would just fall down on top of everyone, right?
I think, yeah, a flaming blanket, kind of Hindenburg-like. And unfortunately, we live in a day and age where everyone would be filming it.
Yes.
I mean,
so I think $15,000 is a pretty good loss. I think that's probably the low ball of this whole thing.
Yeah, that's the least amount he was going to lose.
Thank God Dwight Yoakam doesn't have hair. That could have really sucked in a fire.
John, what are you doing over there?
I'm cooking. I'm making lunch. What are you doing?
Oh, okay. Well,
opening your Lunchables?
I'm maximizing my time.
That's good. That's good. What are we having for lunch?
I'm throwing some meat. I'm making a stir fry, I think.
Oh, Alaskan salmon, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have made a sandwich, and now that I'm thinking about it, that would have been probably better. But
no, that's all right. I just wanted to.
You ever do that? That's how I had a curry chicken sandwich the other day. I went, yeah, right in the middle. I think I can make a sandwich.
Yeah. What are you guys cooking?
I'm just doing a podcast.
Oh, okay.
I'm just drinking beer. I'm drinking beer because I always find that to be a good warm up.
Sure.
You get less picky after you drink beer before dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You're like, hell.
After a couple beers, everything is good.
Well, hey, John, I know you talked about the Rustic Goat in Turnagain.
Yeah.
Did you see what they were in the paper today? And it's exactly what you called. It's the parking issue.
Yep.
Now, I'll just bring it up again. This restaurant opened up in kind of an exclusive neighborhood, and the thing you mentioned was there's no parking.
Mm-hmm.
How did the city council approve their business to even start building with no parking?
This is what I want to know because and that was my whole thing. I love the restaurant. I had a girl who worked there came in the other night, and I told her, I said, we're coming to eat. You take reservations. And she goes, oh, I saw you there the other day. You like it? I go, I like it. I just don't like the idea of it. Yeah. I don't like the fact that somebody shoved this through. Because remember, in Alaska, if I want to make my fence higher than 6 foot high, where apparently my neighbor can build a guard tower over it, I have to go and spend almost a year fighting with the city to get a foot added to my backyard fence.
Yeah.
Which at my cost, don't forget.
Sure.
And meanwhile, you put in a fucking goddamn full restaurant
you let a
with
business.
No parking.
You let a business build. They built on that lot. This wasn't an existing structure. And then what the big beef is now is that on July 4th weekend, the week after that, the city 9-2 approved putting a parking lot on municipal property. A 2-acre lot.
It was a park. It was a park. We're going to plow in a park so they have parking for a private restaurant.
Well, I was told it was a buffer zone between a park.
It's a green belt.
Well, it will be once you're parking cars on it.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a brown belt once you park cars on it. But 2-acre lot, that's the size of Chilkoot Charlie's parking lot. That's 2 acres.
Yeah. Well, I bet everybody in the neighborhood was really excited they were getting this restaurant. And then once people from other neighborhoods started parking in their neighborhood, they were like, this is a mess. This has to stop. So I think there's probably a lot of fluctuations on feelings between like, yay, we finally have a restaurant in our neighborhood. But now I have to look at other people's cars and now we don't have a park.
Or, blocking driveways and shit. I mean, I understand.
Well, the other thing,
but why was they're giving them 2 acres of parking when they didn't give them any and they approved their business before that? I mean, this whole thing went through and there was
you weren't happy when there's no parking and now there's too much and you're still unhappy?
Well, I'm just saying that how did they get past that hurdle of like having to have, like, even Coots has to have a certain amount of parking for handicap and for patrons based on the occupancy. Why weren't they held to that same that same measure?
That's what I'm wondering when we threw this out the window. When I want to know who got a new cabin in Big Lake. I want to know where the money ends, not where it started.
I'm going to have to excuse myself from this conversation because I'm trying to get Kaladi Brothers to sponsor an event I'm putting on.
Oh.
So.
They did nothing wrong. Hey, I have an old saying. They did nothing wrong. If you get the city to say yes, I don't have a problem with you.
I'm not complaining about the restaurant because I haven't eaten there yet. I'm waiting to complain until after I eat there. But that is the problem. And let's do this, Becker. I mean, you're into predictions. You've got the you've got the Kavorka. You've got the ability to do this. It was 9-2 voted that they could have this parking lot. They decided that an ombudsman said on review that they didn't give enough time to have the public within 500 feet of the area. They're supposed to give 21 days notice before the hearing. They only gave 7, so they're going to redo the public forum to where people can come down and talk to the council before they vote again.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the city council will do it like they did with some of the other issues. They'll just cut them off right in the middle and go, okay, we've heard enough.
And then what's the vote going to be? It was 9-2. 9-2 before.
The legal amount that we have to hear.
9-2 before.
It'll be 8-3.
It'll be 8-3. And because
guess what? The Bills lose the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, it's classic.
It is. It's a big issue. I mean, I don't get it.
You know, the only thing that is really crazy is just how fucking egregious it is. It just, I mean, they know the rules. They do a 7-day notice. They know the rules. People are paying attention to this shit. And then for this to be an issue, and it's the same thing with Bearstooth down the street on Spenard. You know, they don't have enough parking for as busy as they are.
Yeah.
And yet they're allowed to park on the street and block other people's name. But I mean, that's a little different than Turnigan. So anyway.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. If you understand the area at all, you understand it's a pretty well off area.
Yeah.
And they like the idea of having it. But in the end, they're going, well, we might go there, we might not. We might go to Alyeska.
I think you're right, though. I think people, they're not mad at Rustic Goat. They're mad at the city council for letting this thing go through like it did. It just smacks of impropriety.
Do you think the city council is just like desperate to get these, I don't know, more reputable Alaskan businesses in that area?
I don't think it has anything to do with being more reputable or not. I think it has everything to do with they're just not doing their fucking job.
Well, no, they're doing a job, but I'm telling you exactly how it works. It's not the job you think they're doing.
They're going to pass it anyway. Why didn't they do it the right way? You know what I mean?
I know. They're trying to get us out of the whole process. If they could get the people out of this, it'd go a lot quicker.
Yeah, sure. Just ask New York. How that work at the turn of the 18th century.
We're going to ban big gulps.
Classic.
So we'll see how that all folds out. But I think this city has a history. We once built condominiums so close together, the fire trucks couldn't fit between them to get to the back ones. And what they said is, we'll never let that happen again.
Yeah.
So if we have non-smoking condominiums in the back.
These trucks need longer hoses. Problem solved. I don't know.
Oh. Hey, John, I saw a great movie last night.
What'd you watch?
I saw a movie called Old Boy by Spike Lee.
Did you watch the original?
I did not.
You watched the remake
with Josh Brolin and a very sexy brunette, Elizabeth Olsen. Of the Olsen family,
the non-twin.
The non-twin.
Olsen's sister.
Yeah, who by the way gets naked, and it's her. It's not body double. It's her.
So if you want to know what the other ones look like, she's not an exact copy, but she's close.
Close enough.
The Korean version is better in my opinion, but
I think it's better in everyone's opinion if they've seen both.
Yeah.
But I just had this discussion with my brother because he's the one who turned me on to this movie. Having not seen both, having just seen this movie, Old Boy with Josh Brolin, 2013 release, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But it was a box office flop and one of the worst movies results-wise for Spike Lee.
Yeah, it wasn't well received at all.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's because, the people they're aiming that movie at had already seen the original.
That's exactly why.
And in the marketing for it, they kind of gave away the whole twist ending.
Oh, I didn't see that. Basically, Becker, this guy gets he's kind of a son of a bitch, Josh Brolin, and he's abducted, and he's kept for a time in a one room, looks like a hotel room, but he's in there by himself for a period of time, and then when he is able to get out, he goes after the people that put him in there, and you find out all this as it's paid out. I thought it was paid out at a pretty good pace, but
is this a remake of Castaway?
Kind of, but yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, I like Josh Brolin too, and it was good. But I think that was the main thing. You hit it right on the head, John. Is that the people that did comment on it had seen the one from 2004, the South Korean one, because it won a bunch of. I think it won a Cannes Award. So
yeah.
So a lot of people saw it, and I think they didn't give a good review to the remake, the American version, based on it being a good movie. They gave it a bad review based on it not going further or doing anything different and better than the first one.
I would agree with that.
I wonder if that one's on Netflix.
It is.
The original?
Yeah, I think they both are.
Oh,
both versions are on Netflix.
See, that's always good. Yeah,
it's good, Becker. You got to get that one.
So they basically DJ'd the movie.
Pretty much. It's just a remix. They just took all those weird-looking Asian people and put comfortably-looking white people in it.
Well, it sounds like a movie I'd watch.
I did find out something that Samuel L. Jackson, who's also in the movie, there's a pretty gross scene where I was a little schoolgirl looking between my my fingers over my face. But I found out, my brother told me that my brother's in special effects business. He's got that ghostride.com is his company. It's like 15, 16 years. He told me that Samuel L. Jackson has his own makeup crew for special effects and everything. He's got one group of guys that has been with him for like the last 20 years. So that when he signs on to a movie, whoever does special effects or whatever for the movie, that's all set up in advance, whoever the team is putting that together, the production. But he brings his own guy in, and that's why it's so consistent, and it's the same guys for the past 20 years.
I can't remember him ever looking like anything other than Samuel L. Jackson.
That's because he has the best guys in the biz.
Goddamn right.
I wonder what he really looks like. He's a short Jewish guy.
White guy, yeah. No, he's always got like funky facial hair, or I mean, now when he's doing those Citibank commercials, man, he looks really emaciated. That's a good job. That's a good.
Well, he's like got to be nearing 60 years old.
Wasn't he in more movies in the 80s than any other actor?
Maybe 80s or 90s. I don't know. I know he was a crackhead.
90s.
And then he got clean right before he did New Jack City, and just been
working. Ironic.
Working nonstop ever since.
Can you write off your crack abuse if you do a movie about it?
Research.
It's up. Hot sandwich, huh?
Here we go.
Look at that, Becker.
I just saw an awesome movie, Guardians of the Galaxy. I think you guys should go see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, are you a fan of the comic book genre?
I'm a fan. I am a fan.
That's the turtle movie, right?
Nope.
No.
Is that the Turtles?
Nope. It's got a talking raccoon.
It's got the guy from Parks and Rec.
Yep.
The bumbling guy.
Yep. He's gone from kind of a schlubby dude to action hero.
Yeah.
But I thought it was an awesome movie. Probably the best Marvel movie to come out so far. So.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I've had people telling me, they go, have you seen that? I go, I don't have kids. And they go, oh.
And I saw it. We missed the regular screen. It was sold out. So we had to go to the IMAX 3D, which I usually hate, but it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I won't pay to go to those anymore.
This one actually turned out, it looked great. And it wasn't, usually when you see like a 3D movie, I feel like it's too dark or weird and blurry, but this one looked awesome.
Or they just worked the 3D in just to do it. Like the guy's opening a beer bottle and the cat flies at you. And you're like, I don't think that was necessary.
House of Wax with Vincent Price, where they take a stick and wave it at you. Oh, look out. Look out.
Look out for the stick. I like it. But this was good. And if you if you have kids, go see it. And if you just want to go see a fun movie, that's the one to go to.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I got a problem with the what's that one called? Transformers movies.
Sure.
Anything with those fast rolling edits where they just it's like just all this upfront action. I saw that in IMAX and I about threw up. So I just stopped.
Transformers is too hard because they're just giant robots fighting, and I never know which one is which.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go to any of those. I sit and I go, I get it, but it's just clearly your ADD has gotten so bad that this is a perfect movie for you.
I just can't watch them. I just can't.
I mean,
not to mention they're horrible.
I could see people who like the Transformers movies going, why isn't this storm coming faster? When they're just sitting outside. They're like, well, the clouds are just sitting there.
There's another Twister movie coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought that one with Helen Hunt was enough. Her and Bill, was it Bill no, who was it?
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton. Yeah, I thought that was gonna. I thought we were done.
I thought they covered it pretty well.
Because I mean, how many times can you pretend to go, oh my God, we're in Oklahoma. This is bad.
Yeah.
Did they? I mean, and don't they know that we're desensitized to regular tornadoes? We need sharks in our tornadoes.
Yeah, there's not even a shark in this tornado. I don't understand
What's the point?
It's one of those things where they come to market at the same time, like when there's a bunch of pirate movies all coming out at the same time. Hollywood sometimes has that thing with all this parallel thinking, except Sharknado too. They up the ante. This is just a regular tornado with cars and sheets of tin flying through tree trunks.
It's going to be complete product placement at that point. They'll be like, oh my God, Reese's Pieces. The convenience store's gone. Did I say it again? Reese's Pieces. The convenience store. Little kids crawling out there to get him, and they're like, don't do it. Pull him back by his Nikes.
Yeah, I don't even know what that one's called. I just saw it and I thought, what's going on? Someone's gonna lose.
Is that a new Jeep Wrangler flying through the air? Oh my God! Extra space in the back. Look out!
Collective Soul on Saturday.
Yep.
Did that.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. That was one of those concerts where you're like, wow, I did not realize this was Collective Soul.
The biggest problem with it is trying to convince people you're going to know almost all the songs.
That's the thing. It's like Puddle of Mud. I remember that was the first show we did in the parking lot at Coots in 2009. And I was trying to explain to Duran, the general manager, I go, you don't understand. This group has so many songs, but until you hear it and see it at the same time, you don't realize it. Because I could say the name of the song, but you go, I don't know. So I put a video presentation together of snippets of 9 of their songs, and we played it to all the employees after shift one night, Saturday night. And of course, that's always fun. Everyone likes to add an extra 30 minutes onto their 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Get out of their time. Yeah, we turned the corner on it because people associated all the songs with the video and like, oh, that's Puddle of Mud? And I think that was the same kind of uphill battle on Collective Soul, is that you don't realize that they have a lot of songs that you're going to recognize. So, but it sounded like the turnout was good.
I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. And, we were going to do a fundraiser for the modern drunkard.
Oh, Troy Baxley.
For Troy Baxley, he has health problems. We were going to do that outside, but the last minute, it got screwed up. So we ended up working the birdhouse. So we didn't end up doing it. So unfortunately, it wasn't a Rotary event, so we couldn't do a fundraiser, I guess.
Maybe we can do something for him. He's a comedian that I actually booked into Anchorage. I actually started comedy at Coots back in 1994. What year did Doug win the San Francisco comedy competition?
95.
All right, so I started comedy at Coots in 95. It was after Pierce Street at Annex had closed down, and that was like a 80s style comedy club that had been running in Anchorage forever. So I brought comedy up to Anchorage, and I was bringing 2 comics up a week. and it was crazy. But that's how I met Doug. That's how I met Mitch Hedberg, and Troy Baxley was, I think, the second week or third week that I had been running comedy up there. And he was a Denver comic and a fantastic guy. And it seems like he came up recently, too. I mean, he came up. We started doing a lot more comedy in the last 4 years.
Yep.
He came up again.
He was writing for American, or what was it, Drunkard Magazine.
Modern Drunkard Magazine.
Modern Drunkard.
He's a great guy, fun to drink with. We spent hours and hours every night after the comedy shows in the Birdhouse with Becker there. Fantastic guy, and I guess he's having some health problems right now. So I'll put that in the show notes if anyone wants to.
Yes,
so
we're going to check out a fundraiser to raise money for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do something.
At a less busy day, I guess.
Man, I'm thinking maybe we can do a live podcast in the Birdhouse.
That's a great idea.
That's what we do. Let's do like a live podcast in the Birdhouse after open mic on a Sunday.
Yep.
And then people can come down and you just have something set up so people can donate right there, like on an iPad or something.
Yep. And we can play Troy Baxley clips.
Yep.
So people can.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we could do.
He's just a really good guy.
We could do let's. Okay, we'll think on that. We'll figure something out. That would be cool. We'll add that in there.
Don't worry, Troy. We got you. Yeah. We'll save you.
$60 coming your way, buddy.
Yep.
That hospital gown is on us.
And a complimentary Birdhouse T-shirt.
And by the way, you do have to return the gown. We're just renting it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have comedy booked for September. We're starting comedy back up in Anchorage. I've got
we got. Who's coming?
Carl LeBove is coming up to start off the season.
Boom!
Yeah. So that starts September 9th. He's going to be up there for a whole week. So he's going to be working on a bunch of new material, and it'll be a kick-ass week. And, we're going to start up September 9th.
Yep. And always support comedy at Coots because we, as long as it pays for itself, we will always do it, and you will always get in.
It's a good time. It's a great time. That's what people don't understand when they come.
Yeah. I mean, we take the summers off because we're realistic. I mean, this is another beautiful summer. It's very hard to get people to come in summer, but we shoot it up again when in the dark, dank, depressing days of winter.
Yep.
You can come and see comedy. Cabin
Fever comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But even though it's the room's dark for comedy, June, July, and August, open mic has been coming on strong.
Yeah, we've been open micing pretty hard and been averaging like every Wednesday, surprisingly, whether there's a crowd or not, at least 12 comics.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Everybody's been working new stuff. I think.
Yeah, and that's the thing is they do a lot of new stuff and it's really fun.
Anyone got anything else?
What do we got?
We got to wrap it up. Sounds like John's almost done with his meal.
Yeah.
It was great.
We're changing the name of to Near the Wild Dinner with John.
I
like that.
I got to get my soup.
I'm on the salad course, so.
Dip netting. Dip netting is going crazy right now.
Well, your silvers are running now, right?
Yeah, the fish are going crazy. I've had more people try to tip me in fish than I've ever had.
Is that not working?
No, I mean, it's all right. I like halibut, so it's just awkward. I got all the salmon you can eat. And I go, that's perfect. Got any halibut? And they're like, no. I go, all right, $26.
Right before September 27th, the Vegas show with Mat Becker opening for Mr. Doug Stanhope.
Boom!
Get your tickets now. I'm heading back down to Bisbee. Tracy and I are going to head down there for a couple of days before we head up to Vegas. And I think I'm going to have a box of Alaskan king crab meet us there. And have a good old-fashioned crab boil, Alaskan style, in Bisbee.
Perfect.
That's goddamn brilliant.
Yeah. It's crazy. The salmon you can get down here is really inexpensive. But it's about the same price to get fresh Alaskan crab sent to you in 48 hours from Alaska than it is to go down here and go buy it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's right off the boat. It's so much different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And they're so big. That's the thing you forget. You're like, oh, no, it's crab. And then you get it and you go, you can't even eat all this.
I can.
I mean, it's rarely. I know. Well, I mean, it's Tie goes to the runner. All right. Well, you've listened to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Mat Becker in a bus in Anchorage, Alaska.
I'm John Norris at my kitchen table.
And I'm Greg Chaille in Sammamish, Washington. You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Mat Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Mat Becker's Backyard Bus. Engineered by me, Greg Chaille.